What's up, people, and welcome back to Rautas Reviews. Austria is probably way more famous for its infamous war leader back in the 40s than its metal bands. But nevertheless, there are those who just keep on going, and one of them is Belphegor. Um, Belphegor turned 25 this year, if I'm not mistaken, so they have done a long career. Unfortunately, they have not been that successful with their albums, to be honest. The thing is, they have been more or less, you know, the ones that never kind of reached the cool, badass death metal level. The ones that people would be, talking about like on international level. I'm talking about band size such as Cannibal Corpse and the like. Nevertheless, these guys have been going and going and going, and while there have been some not so good moments with the band, now it's kind of different phase, and it's time for Totenritual, meaning death ritual of sorts. So here we have it in a nice looking digi bag, and as you can see, this cover is, in my opinion, pretty damn cool. It's dark and evil as hell. And on the back side we can see these band members, not to mention track list and all that stuff. Grim and nothing the usual type of death metal. As you can see, this is a nice looking digipack with all the kind of satanic imagery. Inside we have more of that. So overall it's all about war, death, Satan, and all those important ingredients. And another difficult task of putting CD back to tray. Inside we have, of course, booklet, which shares the very same image as the cover, and here we have even more dark imagery to give you a hint what is going on with the CD. Not to mention the actual band picture, which I'm gonna show you soon, like over here. So as you can see, this is not the typical corpse grinding, gory death metal that, just wades through rotten piles of flesh and serial killers and all that stuff, but more of that same Belphegor style they have been doing for the past 25 years. Obviously, the main thing is to ask, but is it any good? And I'm happy to tell you it is. It is actually one of those Belphegor albums that, like the ones in the early part of their career, this one is actually kicking ass. Now Belphegor, like I said, the imagery is kind of a black metalish, and the same applies to their music. This means they are fast tempo and aggressive, very dark, kind of sinister, and at the same time they are yet death metal. It's not like they are black metal with growling vocals and all that, but kind of a hybrid of sorts. The focus is on the death metal side, but there are clear black metal vibes in the album, so to speak. And this one is pretty, fast tempo one. So in a sense, it's kind of like death metal equivalent to Dark Funeral in a way. There are some similarities between these two bands, even though there are of course lots of differences. Dark Funeral being sort of the go-to melodic death metal band, a black metal band. Whereas Belphegor is clearly, like I said, on the more brutal side of metal. Nevertheless, the thing is that Belphegor is doing great work with Totenritual. It is not one of the best death metal albums of the year, but it is a solid release without those typical weak links. And this being said, there are kind of a slow decline towards the end, which means the album probably sounds a bit better, a bit more brutal when it starts compared, to the feeling what you get when it's closer to the ending. But it's also quite a well-balanced album. This means that this 42 minutes or so is just, kind of like optimal length for this kind of music. It is enough to give you, the idea of the music and, enough songs to make it a full album. But it's not, driving you bored or tired or anything like that, even though it is, carved from the very one stone, so to speak, in a sense. So, Belphegor is basically getting back on tracks, in my opinion. So, if you have given hope on the previous Belphegor albums, I would say now it's time to jump back to the train and give this band a shot yet again. If you never liked the band, I think this won't change you or change your opinion about it. But also that applies to the very same vice versa. If you have been a Belphegor fan in the past, this is most likely kind of a fan service album to you. It is well done, nice production, proper vocals, all that blasting stuff, and now in nice looking digipack. So, check it out, Totenritual, thumb up. Thank you for watching, please subscribe, leave your comments on the box below and stay metal. We'll be back.